It's high school basketball, a regional final from the campus of Ohio University and the Convocation Center as the Garaway Pirates meet the Eastern Brown Warriors. Tim Stavanis along with Roger Dominic, and on camera Josh McConaughey bringing you the shots from high atop the Convocation Center, where the Garaway Pirates, the last hope for Tuscarawas County as far as this 2002 basketball tournament is concerned in getting to the state level. And Roger, the Garaway Pirates have done everything they've needed to do, of course, to move through the other levels. And the other night they brought a team that liked to play fast to a near standstill to win their last game 35-31.
Yeah, Garaway has been playing exceptional ball, and in fact, right before the tournament started, we had a chance to see Garaway a couple times, and at that time, Tim, I know both you and I felt that there probably wasn't anybody in our area who was playing as well as they were, and boy, they have continued that right through the tournament trail, as they have beaten some very good ball clubs along the way, Martins Ferry, Union Local, and they beat what I felt, in my opinion, Thursday night was the best team in this regional in Richmond-Dale Southeastern, but they will have their hands full tonight with Eastern Brown.
Eastern Brown, Garaway 24-1. Eastern Brown comes in having won their league with an undefeated record of 15-0. That's the Southern Hills League, and they are located in Brown County, which is the next one over from Cincinnati. They had a 2-hour drive to come here, and Roger, they've been playing on this court since the sectional district. That's where they came, those 2 hours to play. They've played, I think, 3 games prior to the regional.
Yeah, this will be their 5th game on this court here, and I'll tell you what, that's a ton of travel time. You know, we're so accustomed to our teams in the sectionals, you know, maybe traveling to Philly or Dover. Even Steubenville, only a 45-minute drive, but they've been making that 2-hour trek from over around the Cincinnati area, around Wilmington College, to come here and play. So I think that is an advantage for them because they are much more perimeter-oriented than what we saw in Southeastern, so they are very familiar and very comfortable in this setting. You know, with the style and the court and the backgrounds and everything, so that's got to be maybe an advantage to Eastern Brown.
They're 23-1 with a bye in the sectional, so that's why one less game than the Garaway Pirates. Eastern has been here a couple of seasons in the past years. Malvern was one of their nemesis, so hopefully another IVC team can derail them. In any case, the winner of this game will be a new team in the state tournament. Neither one of these has earned their way that direction.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it is each step you start to take, it gets a lot more, you know, exciting, but the pressure starts to build a little bit more, and right now, you know, you're at the point where you can smell the Schottenstein, and you know, all you got to do is put together 32 good minutes of basketball, and you're going to go get to play in a game that everybody dreams about. Every high school kid who plays basketball dreams about playing on that floor down there in Columbus. So Garaway Pirates, I think tonight have a very legitimate shot at making those dreams come true.
Coach Bardall of Garaway's concerns, similar to what Coach McClellan of Strasburg was concerned about his opponent, the tempo of the game. And Coach Bardall very concerned that his defense, a strong point, and his rebounding, a strong point, prevail.
Yeah, the one thing I have not seen Garaway do this year is let somebody else dictate tempo to them. That will be the key. We saw last night, even though the game wasn't 80-90 or anything like that, the game still had a very high tempo, a ton of possessions. Garaway doesn't want that tonight. They want this game to be in the 50 to 60 total possessions for both ball clubs. Not for one team, for both ball clubs. If this game sits in the 30s, 40s, Garaway's going to be okay. If this game drifts up into that 60s, even the high 50s, Garaway could have some problems.
Coach Buechler, of course, does want the high tempo from Eastern Brown, as he has his son, R.J. Buechler, on the squad, shooting to the tune of 23 points a game, and they like to put up the threes. We'll have the starting lineup from the Convocation Center when we return. Back at the Convocation Center, home of the Ohio Bobcats of Ohio University, as we're ready for the starting lineups in this Division III regional final. A lot of red and white. Garaway, of course, will add the blue to their uniforms, and that's the way the fans look as well. And good representation again from Tuscarawas County.
Garaway will be in their road red tonight, Tim, as they'll be the visiting team on the scoreboards with Eastern Brown, the top team in the brackets, and the top team is usually always the home team. Our officials tonight is Josh zooms in there on our scorers table, and we'll show them to you. Right there from left to right, we have Bill Fink, Mr. Matt Velton in the middle, who will be our head official, and Mr. Gary Wright. Tom Hardy is the alternate. And of course, when you get to regionals, they have an alternate on site at all the venues because they would never ever drop down to 2 officials in the game. Of course, Tim, we got to behave today here because the boss is here with us up high atop the Convocation Center.
An avid Garaway fan, that would be my father, Claude Stavanis, who has something to do with cable TV in Tuscarawas County.
Maybe and, just a little bit.
I thought it would be good to drag him along to this game in hopes that Garaway will further their basketball, but in any case make a good showing here in the regional final. Starting lineup for Garaway, John Hisrick. He's a 5'7" senior. Father played a few years back. Number 23 is Mike Felton, a 6-foot senior. Ryan Gerber's father also played on a team that played in the regional, 6-foot sophomore, 11 points a game. John Regula, one of the big guys, 6'5" junior, number 34, 12 points a game. And Tyler Renner at just under 9 rebounds a game and 19.5 points. Call it 20. That's the Garaway Pirates starting lineup under Coach Scott Bardall. And the home team on the scoreboard, supported by their fans across the way. Anthony Johns, number 15, 5'8", and a senior. R.J. Buechler, number 1 son of Coach Buechler, 23 points a game, 6'1", senior, number 23. Warwick Chambers is 12 points a game, 7 rebounds a game to lead the team, 6'3". Adam Bolander, 6'1", junior, number 43, averages 3 points a game. Josh Carlisle at 8 points a game rounds it out, 6'3", junior, number 45. They like to run, they like to shoot the threes. It's that kick it out, move it inside, see what you can do, and that's what they'll try first before they try to do an internal game.
And just taking a look at it, Tim, while Garaway will have the height in the post advantage, you got to give a little bit of the height advantage to Eastern Brown on the perimeter, which could be trouble, which means they might get some uncontested looks at the bucket in that transition situation. So something to keep an eye on.
Chambers on the right of your screen. Check it as they've got Carlisle at 6'3", jumping against Renner. It's loose on the floor, and it first belongs to the Warriors.
And Garaway comes right out in their man-to-man. Everybody stepping off to the ball.
This is Chambers. Again, you got Buechler, number 23, who will put it up on the perimeter when he can. This is Johns. Hisrick guarding Buechler. Patience on the early possession for the Warriors. Nice pass inside. A lot of contact. It goes up. The foul. The shot doesn't drop, but our first whistle as Chambers misses it.
And I think, Tim, they got the foul was on, I do believe, John Regula, and it is as they put it on the board. So the first on John and the first on Garaway.
I believe he got an early foul in the last game when the Pirates prevailed 35-31. The missed shot. Score, none at half a minute off the clock. That changes as Chambers makes it 1-0, and the Pirates' first offensive set coming down court.
Now it's showing a little 2-2-1, and it's more of a half-court trap. They won't attack until you cross half court, as we see right there.
Inside Renner before he could go up the contact.
Tell you what, if they call that all night, we could be here for about 4 hours. That's nickel dime. The way Tyler Renner's been getting beat up the last 3 or 4 games, he's probably thinking, where'd that come from?
Foul was on Bolander. Each team with a foul. It's a 7-19, so yes, only 50 seconds.
2-3 zone in the half court. Now interesting to see. We saw a lot of that from Southeastern.
Round the outside, Pirates looking to take the lead with the shot. It drops, and that's John Regula. 2-1, and look at him push it down the court.
Right back at you, Tim. That's where they want to attack.
Baseline, one out.
Yeah, they're going to get Hisrich on the bump right there, and that'll be his first, team second.
6:58, just underway. A couple of fouls on Garaway. And a 1-point lead for the Pirates from the corner. Buechler off the rim. Regula the rebound. Hisrich will help the Pirates push it down court. Ryan Gerber. Back to Hisrich. Inside. That's where they will try to get it. Good collapse and double, triple team knocked away by Johns as Renner brought it down a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to be aware of that. He's seen it so much now lately. When he catches it, there's going to be 4 or 5 guys around him.
Garaway leads 2-1. Buechler, nice pass. Off to Chambers, comes off on the floor. Opportunity knocked for Bolander. He couldn't get it, and the Pirates finally control it.
Yeah, both teams getting butterflies out. They know what this game's about.
This is for the right to go to the Value City Arena next Friday afternoon in the state tournament.
Once
Renner.
again, yep, you see the collapse.
Somebody, therefore, outside is going to be open.
Yeah, Gerber, Hisrich, Nate Miller, Mike Felton, somebody's going to have to step up and hit some jumpers.
There's the shot. Inside the lane, give both baskets for Garaway now to Regula. The Pirates lead 4-1.
John stepping his game out. We didn't see that too much against Southeastern. That's going to be a big bonus for Garaway if that continues.
5.5 minutes first quarter. Two teams with only 2 losses between them. And those are split down the middle. They run into a lot of those at this level and late stage. Buechler misses the shot. The other Buechler, a freshman, sees a lot of action. He comes off the bench.
Garaway so far forced Eastern Brown Tim 0 for 4 from the field. So this is where you want to make your hay when these teams go in these droughts.
Both teams go on with their original 5 through 3 minutes to play. We're down to 4:58. Regula tries to take a glance inside. There's Renner. This time almost one-on-one, but he finds the man outside. Gerber.
On the contrast, Tim, Garaway 3 for 3 from the field.
7-1, and there we talk about when you have 3 guys getting in on Renner. Somewhere, somebody's open. Gerber cashed in from the top of the circle. 4:35 to go. First quarter. Oh, nice, strong pass inside, and that was Buechler. RJ picks up his first basket at 7-3. First field goal.
Quickly, we see now the trap come, Tim, and now they're taken away. Remember last day we talked about how Bristol didn't like to give up reversal. Seems Eastern Brown is going to give you reversal. They're not going to allow the 2-on-1 situation on the baseline.
Renner, double team taken away, should result in an easy 2 for John. 7-5.
Turnovers at the top of the key are the most crucial against teams like this because it allows them those real fast transition sequences when you've got all your numbers low.
They break the press. Renner, who had the ball taken away from him there to lead to that break. On the outside, Felton. We're at 3:38 opening quarter. Garaway now by 2. Renner. Hisrich's first shot.
Ooh,
John doesn't score a lot of points, but he has some key baskets. And he really played strong down the last final minutes in the last game.
Well, he's your ball handler, your floor general. He keeps everybody balanced, but right now he's shooting it in.
Strong play by Buechler. Strong rebound by Renner. Again, he's at 9 rebounds a game. And it's 10-5 on the last 2 threes by Garaway.
Tempo right now, Tim, more than halfway into the first quarter is definitely Garaway's advantage.
Regula banks it in. Saw the contact, but they're allowing the contact a little bit inside. Timeout, Eastern. Garaway leads 12-5 on Regula's third basket. Of course, that goes along with Gerber's and Hisrich's 3 from the outer perimeter, and it's 12-5.
Garaway doing to Eastern what Eastern did to Wheelersburg in the regional semis. They jumped out on Wheelersburg quick. The one thing we've seen, Tim, when you get big leads in tournament time, it is so tough, especially against the Garaway, to get back in the ball game because, as we said, the limited number of possessions in the game. So Eastern coach Buechler, he knows that. He wants to get it stopped right now. I can guarantee you right now, we'll see one of their favorite plays coming out of this timeout. They'll run something that they've run well all year long to one of their main guys just to get the rhythm back. Yeah, we got...
Comparing the schools...
It's the cough switch.
Size-wise, 155 upper 3 grades for Garaway, 189 upper 3 grades for Eastern, with the basketball down 12-5 and having taken the timeout. Nice move, but to get there, he took a little extra traveling.
You know, and oddly enough, Eastern is really kind of committed to getting it into the post a little bit here.
Probably thought that might be the easiest route early, but really kind of giving up on the threes for now. 12-5. Pirates trying to extend their lead. And if you can put good minutes together at this level, Roger, you mentioned the big lead can be so important. Nice pass inside. Felton, collision, and foul. Going to go against the Pirates and Felton.
And that's Garaway's third turnover. Boy, we saw in the semifinal game hardly any turnovers at all on either team. It was such a clean floor game.
Across the Bobcat at center court comes Johns. He has 2 points. 12-5. Garaway led 7-1. Here's Buechler, long three.
Woo!
Well, that helps. 12-8 now the count.
And you can see, watch how their defense gets even more intense when they start shooting it well. Their defense will just really become aggressive.
Pirates have pretty well handled the pressure so far, except the steal at the top of the circle in their end. What's happened is most of it has happened after they've beaten the pressure.
Yeah, and the one thing you're going to see, Eastern Brown wants this game to be helter-skelter. They don't want it to have any kind of flow or pattern whatsoever. They just want it to be chaotic.
Nathan Miller with a lot of good minutes for Coach Bardall in junior 5'10", number 10 down there. Pirates up 12-8. Get it into Renner. In close. Those are very high percentage for him. Doesn't miss many. 14-8.
Hasn't missed many all year.
The size was the concern, of course, for Eastern. And the Pirates have good points from those people. Oh, good teamwork to get it in close.
Carlisle with the bucket there, and a great pass in there by Buechler, I believe it was.
14-10, so Eastern matching baskets now as we're in the final 56 seconds, opening quarter. This is a regional final, Division III.
Nice job by Coach Bardall here. This is where we were talking about last night with Strasburg, where they might have wanted to try to hold the ball. You got 56 seconds. Now we're down to 40 seconds. You want the last shot here. This is the way you control tempo of a ball game.
Almost a drag of the foot there by Miller. Hangs on 31 seconds. Got to move it within 5. Does so. 27 and counting. Renner, top of the circle, looking for somebody behind the screen. There's Miller.
Tommy Maloney in the game now, too, for Scott Bardall's Pirates.
Spelling some of his starters for this final 16 seconds.
12 seconds now, Tim, so we'll see Garaway go with what they want to run here.
Deflected out of bounds, and it will be the Warriors who get to run the clock down. 9 seconds to go in the first period.
Defensively, we want to step up now as Hisrich comes back in for Nate Miller.
9 seconds. Coach Buechler calling for the play.
We'll go with the wide open spread kind of look and just clear it out.
For Buechler, I don't know how many times they've run that this year successfully. They do it here, 14-13. Garaway by 1 from the regional finals at Ohio University. Back with the second quarter right after this. We're back at Ohio University. 14-13, Garaway controlled through the first quarter, trailed 1-0, and then built leads of 6 on one occasion. But the three-pointer by Buechler, a 1-point game going into the second quarter in the Pirates basketball.
Garaway 6 for 6 from the field in the first quarter, 2 of 2 from the 3, 4 rebounds, 4 turnovers. In converse, Eastern Brown was 5 of 10 from the field and 2 of 3 from the 3.
Well, the shot selection has been very good. This isn't bad either. That's the first miss. A foul on the rebound from the backside will go against the Pirates.
I think they got Mike Felton. I'm not real sure, but I think it was Felton.
That's his second.
Actually, they called on Tyler Renner.
Oh, my.
Fouls on Tyler Renner, so only his first. You know, the one advantage Eastern Brown will have in this game is they've got a guy who can create his own shot in Buechler. Garaway doesn't really have anybody like that.
And he does it here, but Renner, make it Regula makes that stop. We were going to talk about Renner's 2 blocks per game, but Regula steps up big, 14-13. Pirates still lead by 1. Hisrick across the top. There's Regula in the lane, and that happens almost every time if you try to take it inside Eastern's defense, and Eastern has taken the lead, and Buechler has led them to it. That's R.J. Buechler, 15-14.
3 of the 5 Garaway turnovers, Tim, have been post guys not being strong with the ball in the paint. Got to put an end to that.
This is Regula for 3. Across the top, and the position this time belongs to Chambers, and Eastern leading by 1. Warriors could take their largest lead. Buechler tries it. Garaway, Coach Bardall wants to talk about some things he's looking at out there. Garaway will have the ball down by 1.
And I think he goes right to John Regula. I think he's telling John, that shot in that situation, not a good shot. John can shoot the 3, and if it comes out of maybe 7, 8, 9 passes out of the offensive set, then yes, it is a good shot. When it comes out of 1 or 2 passes out of the set, now all of a sudden that tempo's starting to jump up. You know, people say, well, you know, you can't shackle a kid and take away his natural ability, but the thing is, Scott Bardall understands. If we're going to beat this ball club, and let's face it, they're not playing a sister of the poor here. They're playing a team in the regional finals. They've got to do certain things to be successful. And, you know, Eastern Brown has advantages in certain areas. Garaway has advantages in certain areas. So as a coach, you try to say, let's play to our strengths.
Ben Houck, number 51. He's the son of one of the other coaches on the team, 6'4" sophomore. Spelling one of the starters for a few moments. 15-14 our count. Hisrick, Pirates, as we have said, taking care of this pressure pretty well. Then it's just a matter of what they do on offense as to whether they can come up with a shot before they turn it over. Renner on top. Gerber. Hisrick. Loop. Nice to Renner. Scores strong. And you saw the foul call.
Yeah, and what we see there, that was almost the same look as what we had the possession before, only the other side of the floor. That's just what Scott Bardall's talking about. We don't need to crank it because we've got the big guy inside.
And could they have even gone that far in that timeout to talk about that play?
I'm sure.
So Renner with 5 points as the first trip to the line for the Pirates results in a 17-15 and a 3-point play by Renner.
Hey, Scott Bardall has made great adjustments this entire tournament. I'll guarantee you he saw that.
Not sure where Johns was going with that pass. I guess he thought somebody was going to break to the corner. A lot of timing in basketball, just like in football. And Hisrick, a nice save.
Yeah, that almost got thrown out of bounds. Now notice here, Tim, how they give that reversal pass. They'll give up reversal.
Renner, not really where you want to be seeing him run down the lane. But he winds up with the basketball and he scores as he got it under control, fed it out, right back in.
Well, when you got a kid who's 6'7", who's as athletic as Tyler Renner is, you've got yourself a pretty good player.
19-15 as the Pirates have involved Renner in both the last offensive plays. And it results in 5 points on the board. Long. Renner clears. Missed shot by John. Buechler's been a little quiet. I'm sure he won't be for long.
You know, oddly enough, Eastern Brown, they press you, but then when they fall back into half court, they drop back tight. They're not, one of those teams who scramble and trap everywhere.
Gerber thought about the shot. The open people are over there. Gerber got it there. Now Hisrick covered up. Garaway doesn't have to be in a hurry. We saw them play with a lot of patience in their semifinal win. Regula puts it on the floor and a little contact, but that was enough to jar it loose. Turnover. Both Buechlers in the game now. Has the shot for 3. Well, Johns missed the last one, but he gets this one, and it's suddenly 19-18, Garaway by 1.
Tell you what, when they get an uncontested look, they knock it down, don't they?
They do, 4:41. First half, Garaway by 1, playing near flawless on their shooting end. They do have the turnovers. This is Gerber for 3. Good backside rebound. Regula. Nobody took him out. And he has 8 points, a 3-point Garaway lead.
First offensive rebound for Garaway in the ball game, if you can believe that. But they've done a good job so far. The game's right where they want it.
Inside, heavy traffic. Nice move. Guess who? R.J. Buechler. Plays a lot of AAU ball in the Cincinnati area with a team, according to his father coach.
I'm going to tell you what, that's a nice little move there. That reminded me of Josh McConaughey.
4:07 to go in the half. 21-20.
Game still doesn't have an identity, does it, Tim? You can tell both teams are really battling hard not to let the other one just completely take it over.
For the neutral fan, it is an exciting game to watch. That's exciting for both teams here, too, but you would rather have a comfortable lead as Buechler ties it at 21.
Garaway doing a great job of being patient against the pressure.
Looped over. Regula triple teamed. And around to the top. Miller. It's Nathan Miller. There are a couple other Millers on this squad from Garaway. Nathan Miller sees a lot of playing time.
You know what I like about the way Garaway breaks pressure? They will initially look to make you pay for pressing them, get that quick bucket. But then if they don't have it, out it comes.
A left-handed shot off the iron, but a rare rebound hits the floor. And Ryan Gerber picks it up and takes it to the hoop. We'll get 2 shots. 3:31 first half. We're tied at 21 in this regional final. The winner plays in Columbus Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Yep. Big game, big game. And they're going to call that, Tim, they're going to say that was on the floor, so Ryan will not shoot free throws.
As he went down the lane.
I thought he was in the act of shooting. But then again, we're about a mile and a half away.
We are. People don't know how far away we are. We're about a mile from the last people that are sitting in the seats. Nah, not quite that bad. So if we mix a few guys up, you'll know why. Hisrick. Pirates have been very patient for the most part on offense. John thought about it. Regula.
Don't want to start forcing it if you're Garaway. If it takes 32 passes in the half court, you want to make 32 passes.
Rare rest for Renner, as he's been off the floor for more than a few seconds. Coach Bardolph feels he can spell him. Pirates are playing even. It's 21-21.
Good possession here for Garaway. Great possession for
Eating
Garaway.
up the time.
Yep. And it frustrates Eastern Brown because they want to get out and go. Nothing frustrates a transition team more than making them play defense for extended periods of time.
And unless they go back to a straight man. Well, inside shot. Regula misses it. And you'll see how fast Eastern comes back with a shot. They've had it about 6 seconds so far. Now, is that on the floor?
No, they're waving it off and saying it was on the floor. So, good call.
Felton this time is whistled with the foul, his second. What are the team totals on the fouls there, Roger?
Tyler Renner, I don't know, just came out of the locker room. It's 6-3 and now making 7-3 as I believe Buechler's going to get another three-point play.
So there may be something we don't know about. Buechler's been outstanding as advertised. And it is a 2-point lead now.
Tyler back into the ballgame, Tim, so maybe he just had some blood on the uniform or something. He had to run in and get it taken care of real quickly. Maybe a retape on an ankle.
Eastern, in the meantime, has built a 3-point lead. 24-21. And 16 points for R.J. Buechler here in the first half of the 24 points. So the Pirates need a hoop. Down by 3. We're still in the first half, 2 minutes. Renner gets his hands on the ball. Hisrick for 3, open. In and out and back in.
Big shot there for John Hisrick. If he can knock that down, boy, that's going to help these. That makes the Pirates almost unbeatable.
It's tied at 24. It's loose on the floor. Renner sprawls. Here goes Gerber to the hoop. Pirates will retain possession, but good hustle by Eastern. Good hustle by, like what? 8 of the 10 players on the court were involved.
8 of the 10 actually hit the ground at some point in time.
So the Pirates were outscored there 6-0 on the points that turned the lead, but now go for the lead. And a 3, Ryan Gerber.
Tell you what, Garaway's playing with supreme confidence.
I think they're matching them 3 for 3, too, in this game.
Yeah.
27-24 Garaway. They know what the prize is as well. The travel.
Only the 4th turnover on Eastern Brown. Garaway only has 6, so once again, another very well-played floor game.
Coach Bardall right there in your picture in the center. You can see him yelling instructions every opportunity to make some adjustments and tell them, let's try this time.
Well, we could see this going to the freezer for the last minute 15 here, Tim. Just hold it and work it down. You know, Scott Bardall is big about having the lead going in at half, and he feels it's a big mental boost for his team as well.
And you see the men are deep towards midcourt. Gerber finds history. Good mind presence of where their teammates are.
Now Eastern Brown comes out in man now. They match up, and now they're going to come out and pressure the basketball.
And to add to it, of course, the announcer lets everybody know that we've just come under a minute. The first half of action, 44 seconds to be exact. Well, they got them near midcourt. There's the foul. And Garaway will see only the 4th team foul.
Garaway got to be careful getting pushed too far to that timeline, and then all of a sudden Eastern Brown decides, let's go trap. Then you can be in a world of hurt.
And that's a short distance for them to the hoop. 27-24, 39 seconds. Nathan Miller, who's open down court right there. Renner flips it across to Hisrick. 30 seconds. 3-point lead for Garaway and the basketball. They lost it, of course, at the end of the first quarter, and big 3-pointer came up for Eastern Brown. 16 seconds.
Almost a push-off there on Ryan Gerber.
Hisrick got to move. He is. He's driving to the hoop. Flicks it to the corner for Gerber's 3.
Big shot, Tim. Huge shot.
That's going to do it. John's shot wide of the mark. Garaway's 3 pushes it to a 6-point lead once again for the Pirates. We're at halftime. Garaway 30. Eastern Brown 24. With us, this should be an exciting regional final to the finish.
16 minutes to see who gets to go to Columbus as you see Scott Bardall there talking with his kids. Interesting to see what Coach Buechler does for Eastern Brown because of Hisrich and Gerber's such good shooting. Does he now maybe play more man? Does he extend the zone out more? What kind of adjustments do they make? I think that's what Garaway's going to have to focus on, and then they can adjust from there. I think Garaway needs to get their defensive intensity a little bit higher too, Tim. I've seen them play with a little more intensity. I bet Scott Bardall talked about that.
Not a lot of serious foul trouble. In fact, Felton, the only player on the court that has 2 fouls, as Eastern Brown, the Warriors in red and white, take the basketball to start this third quarter. R.J. Buechler, leading scorer in the game, 16. He's number 23 as they're back to their starting lineup. Johns, Buechler, Chambers, Bolander, and Carlisle. Forced towards the hoop, and Nathan Miller in the starting lineup for Garaway to start the third quarter, picks up the foul.
Thought we got another well-officiated first half, too. One thing I'll say about these guys, they protect the man with the basketball. They'll allow the stuff away from the ball, but they protect the ball.
There's inside, good hands by Hisrick. Knocks it away. Regula, Renner, Gerber, Miller we mentioned. Round out the starting lineup for Garaway. 30-24. Garaway's largest lead equaled here as we start the third quarter. And what do we got?
Looked like we got a moving screen down on the block, Tim, against number 43 for Eastern Brown, and that would be Adam Bolander.
Second foul on him. Each team with a foul in the third quarter, and the continued pressure, is it any different?
Well, right now it's still the 2-2-1, which of course is a passive trap anyways. Now they drop back in the zone. Now interesting, see, now it's almost dropping back man, Tim. Now they are man. So there is a difference right there. They're going to try to get out and create more pressure on the basketball, not allow those shooters to get the looks.
See if the Pirates can find Renner a little more often. Baseline, a left-hander just comes up a little soft on the shot. And a strong rebound for Carlisle. And a quick three. R.J. Buechler.
I'm going to tell you, Tim, we've seen a lot of kids on this tournament trail. This kid's one of the best.
30-27. Pirates lead cut in half just like that. 6:46 third quarter. Neither team has qualified for the state tournament. Both have been at the regional level a few times, and you saw the loss of balance by Regula.
Different way to defend a post. We saw the other night the big kid just beating up Renner. Tonight, they're not allowing him contact, and sometimes it's tough for an offensive post player because they want to feel the defense to know how to play.
Inside turnaround, strong move to the hoop by Chambers. Got good position, banked it down, and it's a one-point game again. Garaway by the one. 30-29. Renner, there's R.J. Buechler. He brought the ball just down far enough that he got his hand on the basketball, and this is for the lead at the opposite end. Regula, falling out of bounds, saves it. Nathan Miller will come down. Pirates moving pretty quickly down court.
Yeah, that's what I said. Garaway wants to attack initially out of the transition, but if they don't have the easy one, they're going back out and they're going to run their stuff.
Around the top inside, and pretty heavy traffic to try to get it to Renner. Fortunately, caromed out. Pirates still have it.
Just watch when the ball goes to the post.
Well, that time a little bit too much contact. Gerber's shot fell, but the offensive player moved about 2 feet, and that's the player control. .536 to go, third quarter. All the scoring. There's been 2 baskets along the Eastern Brown Warriors. Opportunity for the lead. R.J. Buechler. Oh, he is good.
Tell you, he's got a weird release too, doesn't he, Tim? He almost gets it way out in front of him when he shoots the basketball.
31-30, Garaway down by 1 now. Looking for their first points in the third quarter to regain the lead, and a timeout.
Good timeout, Scott Bardo. 7-0 run here. Get everybody settled down. You know, this was the other night, Tim, where I thought Garaway, when they came out after halftime, they were a little bit tentative against Southeastern. And then Ryan Gerber, of course, made the great three-point play against the big kid Skaggs. And I thought that set Garaway back into their rhythm. So somebody got to step up here and make a play. Tyler Renner might be my choice.
7-point run at the moment for Eastern Brown to lead 31-30. We talked about R.J. Buechler and what he did in the summer. A lot of AAU basketball. I think his dad coach said they put, how many thousands of miles on their vehicle.
Oh, man, yeah, those AAU.
All around Indianapolis and any place that they play.
And it's not just basketball anymore, Tim. It's volleyball, softball, basketball. I mean, those kids travel.
So the Pirates use the timeout. Coach Bardell burned that in hopes of correcting something that he saw and getting his team on track offensively.
A little different, boy. Garaway gets bailed out there on the reach because change of defense. They went back to the 1-2-2 half-court trap, and Garaway didn't recognize till just a shade late.
So Gerber will put it in play, side court. Coach Bardell now has instructed them what he thinks he's going to see them face on defense. This Rick Renner's at the high post. Regula was inside the lane on the low and keeps going back and forth.
Now they're back into 2-3 zone, so let's see if Gerber or Hisrick, maybe even Nathan Miller, can get freed up for a look from out deep.
Going to force him back to the perimeter, having taken the lead by 1. Hisrick thought about it. Nathan Miller.
Perfect basketball.
It's the way you work it in practice, and that's the way it works in the game. In this case for the Pirates, 33-31 back in front because Garaway. As we seesaw, 4:22, third quarter, R.J. Buechler would have taken that, but he moves closer. Banks too strong, and a long rebound, and maybe a travel. But foul, I guess, from behind.
Yeah, and I think it's on Ryan Gerber for the reach.
Not a popular foul for the Garaway fans on our side of this huge arena.
Nice showing here from the good folks of Garaway.
Not your average afternoon day trip. Some good places to eat down here, but most of them will probably head back and hopefully with a victory. Oh, strong second effort by Chambers on a rebound the Pirates probably feel they should have had. We're tied at 33. Whistle.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm telling you, these referees have been consistent. If you reach on the ball handler, you're going to get tagged.
Second foul.
Yeah, second foul there on Chambers, and the third team foul on Eastern Brown in this half.
Hisrick, Nathan Miller, and Ryan Gerber are the perimeter people for Garaway. Right now, Gerber's all alone on the left corner, but Renner gets it in close.
Oh, jeez, how beautiful.
Gets his own rebound and tied up and on the floor, and we'll have a held ball. Again, not popular, thinking that the resulted held ball was perhaps a little bit too much forcibly attained. That's how the Garaway fans would nicely say what they think. Garaway gets it, however, on the arrow possession.
What a beautiful step through by Tyler.
Regula's in heavy traffic, and he moved the ball enough to get fouled.
I think they're going to call this on the floor as well. No, actually, they're going to say Regula was in the act of shooting. So,
this shows from 150 feet. That's probably further than that up here. We just can't call those. But we'll keep trying. Regula to shoot two. His first opportunities. Not many for either team at the line. So they're going to count for a lot in this close game. Garaway's now 3 for 3. Chambers comes back in. Carlisle gets a rest for Eastern Brown.
Every once in a while, Garaway will try to throw a quick little pressure set after a free throw. See if they do it here.
Garaway up 35-33 on the two foul shots by Regula. And this might be loose. All the Garaway has to do is watch it go out of bounds, and that's what John Hisrick did. Get over there, protect it, so the offensive player couldn't get to it.
Good call there. Nice job by Scott Bartle. Just changing the look up on him, and he throws the diamond at him, and it catches Eastern Brown off guard.
Boy, this is close to over and back.
I've got to have ball on both feet. Ball on both feet, and that's what constitutes possession.
Oh, nice pass to Renner. The big man moved pretty good on that one. 37-33, Garaway again pushes it up. The big momentums have gone both ways in this game. And it's usually been Garaway that has given up the most points on it. Missed shot by R.J. Buechler. He hasn't missed many. Hisrick way down court. Good long court pass. Dangerous pass there, as Regula was not exactly wide open.
You know, Tim, they always say, well, coaches can't score points for their teams or whatever, but literally, no, they can't. But right there, Scott Bartle came about as close as he could. He goes to the press, forces the turnover by Eastern Brown, and then Garaway's able to come back. They basically stole a possession right there. Great job by Garaway.
Pirates up 37-33, 2:51 third quarter. Renner handling the ball, does a lot of that outside that circle, but now moves to the high post and floats down the lane. Looking for the basketball. This is Gerber, baseline left. In and out. Deflected. And the 4-point margin in jeopardy. Both teams with a lot of good movement.
Attacking the big man, not a wide.
Renner just took it away after some outstanding footwork by Carlisle, and then it's taken back. And that was Chad King off the bench that made the steal and cut the lead to 2.
A little lazy with the ball there, and then the turnover cost him.
37-35. Pirates now need to counter. This gets to the part of the game where keeping any kind of momentum from the opponent is important. To 155 third quarter, and
they're going to hold it. I mean, once again, this is all about tempo, folks.
It's in the zone, so make them come out, and here they come. Had to decide who was going to be, but Chambers came out.
You know, that tells me, too, Scott Bartle wants to play them man. So, you know, let's go do something that forces it.
There was a count there, and I didn't think it was that close.
Well, yeah.
What is the, do we know an exact?
Well, it's supposed to be, I believe, Tim, 5 feet. If you closely guarded is considered, I believe, 5 feet.
Well, he looked like he was right at that 5-foot mark. The foul, second foul on Chad King, who made that great steal moments ago.
Now they go right back into the zone, and now let's see if they match up. Yeah, they do. They match up out of it then now. So now
120. We're in the third quarter. Garaway has led a lot of this game. Eastern Brown has had a couple of leads. And
Renner does such a good job of making himself available when his guards get in trouble.
There he is again. Only a junior. Oh, what's the pass? Where was that one going? I'm not sure. I'm not sure anyone knew.
Scott Bardall gave one of those looks like, what are we doing?
He's over there coaching.
Now what do we got? We're going to get a hold inside against Tyler Renner, and I think they're going to call that on Chambers.
And whereas the fouls kind of crept up the first half in favor of Eastern Brown, this time they're got the higher total. That's the
16th foul. Yes.
That's good for Garaway.
Yeah, because Garaway shoots the free throws. You know, another thing, Garaway in this game, they've got the shorter bench, at least from what it seems, Tim. So they've also done a great job of conserving energy by handling the tempo of this ball game.
47 seconds to go in the quarter. Garaway by the 2 points. Each team with one loss.
You know how many times I watched Gene Ford beat teams by doing this very same thing. We will dictate to you how we will play.
37-35. Pirates trying to score. They scored at the end of the half. They lost the ball at the end of the first quarter, and Eastern Brown scored. Piswick at 17 seconds. Got a lot of potential scores out there. Regula's working on the baseline. 12 seconds to go. Regula coming out looking for the ball. This goes over to Gerber. We're down to 7, 6, 5.
Somebody's going to have to get it up.
Going to have to be Hisrick to the lane and up. And no good. End of third quarter on the rebound. But the Pirates lead by 2, 37-35 over Eastern Brown. And we're back at the Convocation Center on the campus of Ohio University right after this. Back at Ohio University, Tim Stavanis along with Roger Dominic. Josh McConaughey on camera. The Garaway fans to their feet as their team leads by the narrowest of margins. Not quite that, but 2 points is pretty close. Fourth quarter up. And R.J. Buechler, who, yes, has been quiet for a while, tries to force it against Hisrick and did a pretty good job.
Now, it'll be interesting. Now, we played 3 quarters of very slow fundamental basketball. Does Eastern Brown continue to hold their composure, or do they start getting a little bit wild offensively?
11-7. They controlled the third quarter on the scoreboard, but not on the point total on there, which finds the missed shot by John. Pretty active offensively, but the Pirates clear and up by 2. See if they change anything. They have a trap. And tough call against Eastern Brown. Pretty good aggression. But too much contact for Carlisle as he came in to get more than the basketball. And here we go to the bonus already for Garaway.
Well, this is big. This is real big because Garaway, of course, deliberate. When they can get to the free throw line, they're tough. Tyler Renner, a 76% free throw shooter. Okay, I've cursed him.
Can't earn the second one, and this is for the lead or a tie on this possession. R.J. Buechler, 23, Hisrick hanging with him, and as he cuts to the lane, the foul. That's the 4th team foul on Garaway second half.
Yeah, you can't. They've made it very clear. You're not going to be allowed to bump the ball handler. You're not be able to get a forearm on him. You got to play straight up.
Well, they did a little adjusting because Buechler had 16 in the first half. 5 points so far in the second half, but again, some of it is the tempo and the opportunities he's had and his team.
I think Eastern Brown's coach Buechler would like to see another one of his guys kind of step up and help.
Well, we got brother in the lineup.
And now we get a 5-second call on the inbounds play.
Good defense by Garaway. Both Buechlers now, the freshman, number 13, Brett, and his brother, R.J., as Tyler Renner
and now we
comes
see
to the 8 again.
Now we see man-to-man pressure, Tim.
Renner, contact, but he wasn't there in time, and the basket will count. He was sliding. And Renner will get the opportunity to push that lead up a little.
When your 6'7" guy can handle it, that just puts an even bigger burden on the defense.
39-35, going for a 5-point lead. Renner's shot this time right on target. He's 2 for 3 from the line, and it's 7-18. That time can't go fast enough for the red, white, and blue fans. Well, the Warriors will battle, I'm sure, and show another run somewhere here. 40-35. This is the younger Buechler. Fans thought they saw both feet move. Might have had a good case, but it was shielded from the official. Here's a foul underneath.
Yeah, they're going to get the foul, I do believe, either on Nathan Miller or Regula, and I think they got Regula.
You mentioned, Rogers, kind of surprising with the outside abilities that Eastern has, that they have attacked the basket as much, and now they're apparently doing it again here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're very aggressive, and that one doesn't go. You know, you can contribute that maybe to a couple things. Number one, the perimeter defense for Garaway has been very good. Second thing, I think they understand they've got to be aggressive and attack those guys.
Both of them missed, and jumping into the lane is Nathan Miller for the rebound. A couple of big misses, and Pirates want to take advantage. Inside, oh, good recovery by Regula. Tip. How did he? I don't know if you want to give him the basket or a little assist from the defense, but it went in.
Yeah, in either case, it went in. That's when you know you're living right.
And that makes it a 42-37. Again, largest lead of 7, and another whistle at the Eastern end. Make it third.
Big possession here for Eastern Brown. They don't score here, and I tell you what, Garaway could put this one in the lockbox.
Well, I wouldn't go against Renner myself. They tried it. He didn't really have to jump much that time. They just made him go around it, and Hisrick got the rebound. And he played so big, remember, in the last game, in the last minute. And he'll get his chance at the line right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for a team that presses a lot to have a game officiated this way, because just like there, you know, how many games have we seen this year where that's a no call? You bump a guy there, they're not going to call that, but tonight that's being called. So,
Roger, that's the 9th team foul, so Garaway will be a little looser at the foul line with the next one as that one bounces off the back of the iron. 6:23, so they had a chance to put at least 4 more points on there, and they've missed the front end to 1-1. Twice.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
6:14 to go. Either Buechler can put it up from outside that 3-point line. This is RJ, and he gets the screen.
Boy, he can shoot it. He can shoot the basketball.
That's his 4th 3 in the game, and it's suddenly 42-38. This is what has happened on the 2 other large leads Garaway has had. They've lost them completely. Here's another foul. And you said it. It seems to be a very closely called now ball game.
And I mean, it's not the style of game I like, just because, hey, we got a heck of a ball game here, and we're going to, you know, I don't want to see it end up being a free throw shooting contest. But that's the way these gentlemen call the game, so I appreciate their consistency.
Ryan Gerber gets 2 now. It is a double bonus the rest of the way. The Pirates have got to start eye on the hoop. Coach Bardall, again, can't put it in for them, but I'm sure he's trying to get them relaxed. They shoot enough of these in practice.
Well, and here comes the factor, too, Tim, we haven't talked about. They played less than 48 hours ago. Both of these teams have. So what are their legs like now? I mean, that's a lot of basketball in a short span of time.
43-38. That was, boy, this is a long three.
Yes.
R.J. Buechler, 43-31. And Garaway has timeouts left, and you can bet if anything else happens to this lead. Regula foul, and we'll go to the line on the assist from Renner.
Great job of handling the pressure. That's where it's nice to have big guards you can see over traps. They dump it right down, and then John Regula goes strong.
45-41. Coach Buechler takes the timeout.
Tell you one thing, Tim, I bet young Mr. Buechler, I bet he makes a field day in the summer going to these little festivals, to those little, you know, 3-point shooting contests and stuff. Probably comes home with a bunch of teddy bears.
He's either got a lot of girlfriends, because that's where you give those things away, or else he's got a collection of stuffed animals
young man can shoot the basketball.
He can. You can see they both teams. You talk to these coaches ahead of time, and they both tell you about the shootouts they go to and the camps they go to, and that's what it's about if you want to take your basketball to this kind of a level, and no exception with these two teams.
Well, you know what else I like too, Tim? We come in, we watched Eastern Brown, at least I did last Thursday, and saw a real up and down streaming kind of game. But, you know, we talked about it so much. We saw with Bristol last night. Their thing was they like to get up and down. And automatically people think, well, teams that like to go up and down, shoot three, they're not very disciplined or they don't defend very well. Hey, I'm going to tell you what, both of these teams, Bristol, Eastern Brown, they defend extremely well. It's just a different style of offense that they play.
Eastern Brown disposed of Franklin Medina, Zane Trace, and Portsmouth in their sectional district, which was played, as we mentioned, on this floor. Although today, looks like Garaway has played as many games as Eastern Brown has, as both teams just playing pretty well offensively.
Garaway's played fabulous today. Fabulous.
This is for a three-point play. Made good by John Regula. 15 points on the game and leading 46-45.
Got Nathan Miller now on Buechler. See what we get out of that matchup.
Ellie slipped. He backs up. He shoots. He scores. He hits the floor.
That's three in a row.
46-44.
Pressure
That's
now.
not bad at all.
No, not at all.
4:56. A lot of time to go here, so the Pirates just have to keep playing well, and that's one of their rare turnovers here in the second half.
First one here in the fourth quarter, but you notice too, Tim, notice the tempo of the game. Notice what's happening to it. It's getting helter-skelter, and once again, great timeout here by Scott Bardall. You notice how the Buechler kid, he was kind of, as we said, he hasn't really disappeared at all, but he only has 5 in the third period when the game was very methodical. Now all of a sudden the tempo's getting end-to-end, end-to-end. Shooters get rhythm in high-tempo games.
Couldn't ask for more. Two teams, neither one's been to the state tournament, and they are giving it all out there. 46-44, R.J. Buechler, if you haven't been keeping a book, has 4 threes in the second half, 2 in the first, and now has totaled, well, Roger, if you can add up 14 and 16, that'll tell you.
30
points, not bad at all. And he averages 23. I'm sure he has put up more than 30, but these are key in this game.
He's still got 5 minutes to go.
46-44. Coach Bardall certainly talking about those strengths again. He says he's a Lance Armstrong fanatic. He likes to bike, but he says Lance preaches your strength. You go to your strengths, you use your strengths, you concentrate on your strengths, and you can bet that they were talking about their strengths again right here at this timeout.
Hey, you ain't got to preach. You ain't got to try to persuade me to think Scott Bardall is a good coach, because I am convinced, folks, he is one of the best coaches in our area, maybe in the state.
So it's back to defense for the Pirates. They can't do much to stop number 23 except deny him the basketball, and I'll see if they can do that. I'll look at that. Flipped out. Fortunately for the Pirates, Renner gets another rebound after another missed 3 by Johns. They would certainly have preferred that R.J. Buechler with that hot hand put it up, but Pirates by 2 in the basketball.
Good job, though, by Garaway, though. They've limited Eastern Brown to 1 guy.
We're approaching 4 minutes, fourth quarter, and it's an eternity for the Garaway fans. But they still see the lead, and it may be increased. Renner on the pass inside, nice flip in. And they go to the big man at 48-44, perhaps again talking about where they want to focus their offense.
Well, yeah, I think Scott might have said, hey, when we get the ball back, let's go through Tyler Renner, please.
In the meantime, Roger just signaled to me that it's now 1-1 for Eastern.
Ryan Gerber just picked up his 3rd foul with at the 4-minute mark of this fourth quarter.
And Johns has missed a few threes and missed his last 2 foul shots.
Missed him.
Doesn't miss this one. 48-45. So the Pirates with a double bonus. And Eastern in the 1-1 and a miss that could be costly depending on how the Pirates work on offense, as Renner got himself. Another rebound, and that time fans on the other side took a sigh. Well, Hiswick got himself in a trouble on the baseline with only 3 white and red jerseys.
Shooter, shooter, shooter. Oh, he can also handle it. Give this young man a prize.
Buechler with 11 points in the quarter. It's a 1-point game, 48-47. Renner again comes up to help out. So there's two outstanding players you're watching down there. Renner and Buechler. Two different things they do, but boy, they both do them very well. 3:13 to go in the game. Renner was looking to take it into Regula, who's kind of being tagged very strongly by Carlisle. He's got part of his jersey in his pocket, except they don't have pockets. 2:59.
Interesting, Eastern continues to stay in the man now that they've battled back into this, because that's where they're getting just destroyed.
Into Renner, he was being shadowed by Chambers, who picks up the foul. 2 shots for Renner. So it is key for the Pirates and for the Warriors to hit foul shots.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if Eastern Brown ties this or they take the lead at some point, you will see that 2-3 zone again.
Renner will try to push this thing back to 3 points, but we saw how fast 3-point chunks can be picked up by Eastern, and it's almost all R.J. Buechler. There have been 2 other threes from their team in this game.
2 good-looking free throws from the lefty.
Back to a 3-point game at 50-48. Pirates maintaining that lead. They've guarded it pretty well in this 4th quarter. We're down to 2:44. Big possession, Buechler. Don't want to give him an ounce of room. Regula was guarding him, and then we have a foul inside.
Yeah, so that's going to send Chambers to the free throw line.
Nathan Miller picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul. He's teetering now at 2:37.
That could be a big loss, because he's one of the guys at the end of games when Garaway has the lead. You know, they use him and Hisrich and Gerber to pull that basketball out.
Got to earn the second shot. He does.
It's amazing, Tim. These teams are laying it on the line here. They are competing.
And they've obviously gone through some of this stuff during this season. 50-49. Garaway by 1. We're at 2:35. Hisrich going to go to the middle of the court. He's driving into some heavy traffic there, but he veered off.
Eastern Brown remains in the man. So you got to think Tyler Renner or John Regula on the block one more time.
Regula looks, but sometimes you force it, and sometimes you have some help. And right now, Renner just had to come out and help handle it. 2:11 to go.
Yeah, there it is.
Flip.
There
Renner
it is.
banks it in.
Can't stop him.
Chambers hit the deck, but Renner didn't move much from where he was. Hell, that was a key miss if the Pirates can get it. 52-49 at a minute 54. You saw the pileup at about the 20. And the Pirates will get it on the... what do we have, a timeout called in there?
No, we got a jump ball, so the possession still remains with Garaway. I'm just thinking, if I'm Eastern Brown, young man takes a shot, but I want my offense. I want Mr. Buechler to touch it at least once in the possession. He's only got 32.
Minute 54, we certainly are going to look for contact now, as the Pirates will try to eat up some of this time. Nathan Miller relied on to move the ball down court. The reach, another reach, a deflection.
Oh. That's a good call. Went off John Regula's hands.
Pirates have to reset on defense, and they know they're only a shot away from a tie, and Coach Buechler will talk to his squad. Boy, both coaches earning their big bucks in this one.
Look at where this timeout's taking place.
Coach Bardall was taking the team to center court.
And we've seen so many Garaway ball games. Every team is a coach. Every team, you have a guy as a coach who he's what you call your vent guy. He's the guy that, man, when things aren't going well, you may not have done anything, but you're going to be the guy to pay for it. And John Regula plays that role on this team because he's a very mentally tough kid. And every time Scott Bardall needs to vent, it's usually John Regula who sees it. But if you notice, though, this is why Scott Bardall is such a good coach. It inspires Regula. He always steps his game up after something like that. So let's see if he doesn't step up here, make a big play.
Minute 47. Pirates relinquish the basketball, but now reset on defense. Let's see, where is Mr. R.J. Buechler? He's being tagged by Regula. That's a good call. Oh, my, what happened here? Oh, the missed shot. It's loose on the floor. in the air, I should say, and a big basket by Josh Carlisle after a missed layup. Renner one-on-one to the hoop. No progression play. Who would like that? But he'll go back to the line a minute 24 up by 1.
Actually, smart foul by Eastern to foul him further out. Don't give him the three-point play. But on the other end, Tim, they were stepping out to help on Buechler. Eastern Brown did a great job of recognizing it. Their man's all alone underneath. They got lucky because the guy missed the bunny, but they got the rebound.
So Tyler Renner will shoot 2 more foul shots. Here's the first.
This kid, I'll tell you what. Beginning of the year, I knew he was a decent player, but I didn't know how good he is. I'll tell you what. At the end of the year, this kid's big time.
He's got 17. Can't earn those extra bonus points. He takes one once in a while. 53-51. There's his shot. 54-51. We're down to a minute 24. Pirates need one good stop. They thought they had it the last time, even though it looked like a bunny. R.J. Buechler. That one.
Oh, my Lord.
We're tied. He can put them in from anywhere.
That's what the guy on his cup.
54-54. Pirates.
Gotta watch the 10 count here, Garaway. Nice job, Mr. Official.
Saw the Coach Bardall down court yelling for timeout. He says, we're not going to lose this ball on a count.
Well, that tells me that official, veteran official, he's been in big games before. He's aware of it, too, as a player would be. Hey, I know this count's getting close to 10. I'm going to be aware of this coach wanting to help his team out. He's right on the spot.
54-54, and R.J. Buechler has carried his team on his back through the second half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threes in the second half. None of them, well, a couple of them were wide open, but he worked to get a lot of those shots off.
Now, Tim, I've been spewing useless knowledge here for the past hour and a half. Now, I'll ask you, if you're Garaway, do you hold it for the last one?
If you can. I don't think Coach Buechler would allow that. I think he really is talking about.
I would agree with you.
We will foul before we will let you use the time up off the clock. He knows he can catch up from 3 down, but this would only be 2, and that's putting yourself really, counting on a lot of things.
Right.
I think you play like you've been playing, but you don't take any shots that aren't really high percentage for you.
Mm-hmm. And I think he also knows he can't stop Tyler Renner. He doesn't have 3 guys that probably can stop Tyler Renner.
Double bonus still for Garaway, of course. 8 team fouls on Garaway. And Nathan Miller with his rig to his left. You got Gerber, who's been quiet.
Half-court trap. Oh, no.
The fade back, and the younger Buechler comes up with a steal, 49 seconds. We'll see if they decide to wind this thing down. There's the contact, so Garaway will get the ball back one way or the other. They hope as Gerber picks up his 4th foul at 44.5 seconds to go. And who will it be, the pressure at the line?
I believe it's going to be number 15, Anthony Johns, and that is who is stepping into the circle.
He'll have to earn the second shot. He's missed 3 out of 4 in the quarter. So he hasn't exactly been the high percentage shooter today. Got 6 points on the game. He's put up a number of 3s and missed those. Here's the shot.
Used it all. That's why they made it round.
Time's in, 55-54. First lead since back in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
After Garaway built the lead. And he makes them both to put the pressure squarely on Garaway's side of the court with 44.5 seconds to go.
Real quickly, Tim, 44.5, as you said, to go. We don't know how this is going to end. But I'll tell you what, this has been a great basketball game. This has been a great basketball game. It's going to be interesting here. Defensively, I'm going to be real interested to see if Eastern Brown, they're going to stay in their pressure just to slow everything down. But it'll be interesting to see if they fall back into the 2-3 zone. Because if I'm Eastern Brown, I got to be preaching. The only guy on Garaway who does not beat me is Tyler Renner. I'm going to force one of these other guys, and that's not a slap against the other guys, but I can't let an all-Ohioan beat me. I've got to make one of the other guys step up and hit a shot.
This is why you run these things in practice, day in and day out, those final second drills, to get shots, to get points. They have gone to Renner largely here in the 4th quarter. And they had maintained the lead until just moments ago when, after the steal, the foul was called and the 1-and-1 made. Big foul shots again were made by Anthony Johns, and we won't see any different pressure, I'm sure. They want to make them take up time coming down court. 44 seconds as Renner helps on the inbound, and this is Nathan Miller.
It's the 2-2-1, which once again is a very passive trap. It's meant to slow you down. You make the mistake. The defense doesn't force the mistake.
33 seconds on the clock. Garaway down by 2. You're watching, where's Renner? Regula is inside. Here's the baseline. Shot for Regula down the lane. Puts it up. Is he fouled or does he foul?
They called a charge, Tim. They called a charge on that. And I really didn't have a good angle on it, but it looked like it was a pretty bang-bang play.
Regula going forward, but how much was he going up and how much was he forcing? Garaway has to come up with a steal or a foul. 20.6 seconds. Critical seconds now for Garaway. First to get the clock stopped, and second to get the ball back.
Well, you foul immediately. You want to lengthen the game as much as you can. You really don't have a choice. You would like to deny Buechler and not let him touch it. Force one of the other guys once again to handle the pressure. I might foul Johns again. Those 2 free throws last time didn't actually look real confident.
Good play and almost deflected off R.J. Buechler. That got the clock down to 19.3. What was it at?
It was about 20.7, I believe.
Okay, here we go.
Maybe not even that much.
You're going to have to foul him.
Yeah, you got to give it up here pretty soon.
15 seconds.
And I believe that's 5 on Ryan Gerber, Tim.
It is 14.7 seconds, and the bad thing is that Mr. Buechler can push this thing beyond 3 points.
Actually, the foul was on Nathan Miller, excuse me, Tim, but that's 5 for Nathan as well, so Mike Felton will check back into the ball game.
Now, if you want somebody on your team that's going to get you some points in this game for absolutely sure, R.J. Buechler seemed to be the one that you might give it to.
Well, this is the big one here, Tim. Can put it at 4 and make it a 2-possession ball game with only 14.7.
57-54, make it 58-54. So Garaway can go for a quick basket. Garaway wants a timeout. They can go for a quick 2.
Yeah.
But they're down by 4.
In fact, that's exactly, you might want to take the quick 2 on this possession, and then you want to get right into it. If you've got a timeout, you'll get a timeout right after you score, and then that way you can get the clock stopped and your defense set up, and make sure that hopefully you can stop Buechler from getting the basketball, because he ain't hit rim, Tim, since I think the middle of last week. I mean, everything today has just been pure.
Garaway led 54-51, and it's now 58-51. So Buechler and company, Anthony Johns with a couple of big foul shots, to turn this thing around. Buechler, well, we gave you the total when he was at 30. He now has 36. Outstanding performance.
Wow.
And don't take anything away from Garaway. They maintain the lead until the final minute. They need to get it down in a hurry. Gerber, 12 seconds to go. Taken away. Deflected. Loose on the floor. No travel.
And they say they got the timeout before, and it's 7 seconds, Tim. And unless an absolute catastrophe happened for Eastern Brown, you got to think they're sitting in the driver's seat here.
Pretty veteran club from Eastern Brown, as they had 3 starters back from last year. And they have really pulled it together in this last 3 minutes.
6 turnovers in this fourth quarter for Garaway, and I'm not so sure, as I said, the game they played in Thursday night, very physical basketball game, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Eastern Brown because they did the same thing, played the game, come back and play, but very physical game. Sometimes your legs maybe aren't affected as much as your mind does. You get a little bit tired, and hey, you make some bad decisions here or there, but nothing to be ashamed of.
The winner plays either Columbus Reedy or Cincinnati Reading. Those two are playing in a regional tournament game also on Saturday. 7 seconds to go. Pirates need some kind of a knockaway that gets them the basketball. They're down by 4.
Yeah, you want to get a steal, quick steal here, and get a quick timeout. If you've got one left, and I do believe they do, they get the quick foul.
Hiswick took the foul, which of course now results in 2 shots at the line after the double bonus in effect for both teams. Pirates just didn't get to the line enough times then in the fourth quarter. They missed 2 1-and-1s. First end.
You know, those are big. They occurred a while ago, but that's a good point, Tim.
But remember, Eastern missed the 2-shot foul. And even Mr. Buechler. Nope, he made all his in the fourth quarter.
This kid ain't missed anything but dinner probably Thursday night. And
They'll be carrying him off the floor. Coach Buechler going to give everybody a taste of this final at Ohio University. And Coach Bardall going to reciprocate and get all the players in here at 5.8.
Nice job. Gets his seniors on the floor, because for those seniors, for Garaway, and I do believe you've got, 4 of them, Tim, on this ball club for Garaway. You've got John Hiswick, Mike Felton, Tommy Mallarney, and that's it. So those 3 seniors, this is it. This is tough for the seniors, boy.
Looking for 23 points in the second half. This young man right here, Buechler. By golly, he missed one. He's human.
Yeah, exactly.
4.8 seconds to go. The horn, the change of people on the court. And it will be this time on the 3rd try here at the regional. Eastern Brown from over near Sardinia will be headed to the state tournament 2 o'clock on Friday, and they'll be a good representative from this region. Missed shot. Pirates have it. That's it. Ball game in the final minute. Turned in favor of Eastern Brown, 59-54. But Garaway, they got a lot of firepower coming back. They've accomplished a lot of things this year. Outstanding season. We'll reflect on it for a moment when we return and give you the final numbers from Ohio University. Final score again. Eastern Brown 59, Garaway 54.